Alrighty.
Hi.
Looks like we're live now.
Welcome.
Yes. So if you aren't familiar, I am Mark and you are?
Barbara.
Yes. And we run Wiki Design, which is a web design and branding agency outside the Philadelphia area.
Yes.
I'll let you keep going and make sure this is going.
Today we wanted to talk about our web design process because as an agency that's been in business for 10 years, it's changed a lot. We've refined it a lot. And I think it's something that no matter what industry you're in, web design or not, you need to have a process and something that's well thought out because it's going to make your clients happy and it's going to make your life easier. So we just wanted to go over our web design process today.
So we're going to go over exactly the documents that we give our clients, how our whole process works, and then you can, add this to your agency or similar workflow if you like. So I'm going to go ahead now and share our screen, make sure everything is working. And where do we go? Over here. Alrighty. Okay, so we have a link in the description below where you can go ahead and actually purchase this whole bundle. So it's on our shop website right here. It's the very first one called Web Design Bundle. So you can go ahead, just click add to cart right here. And then these are all the documents that we're going to be covering in this live webinar. So you ready to get started?
Yes.
So the very first one is we recommend, and once you get this document or this zip file, go ahead and just start here. We have a good little introduction on this whole bundle. And then each one of these documents, this is the order that we like to go in. So yes. Take it over, yeah.
So the first document that we give our clients is I wouldn't even say client, a lead, is the web design intro packet. So how it works, somebody reaches out either through our website or through email, and they say, I'm interested in getting a website. Can you help? So we give them that packet immediately.
Yeah.
And we say, read it over. If everything looks good, let's schedule a call to talk more about your project. And that's usually a 15-minute free introductory call. So we just can learn more about the business and what their needs are and to see if we're a good fit, because not every project is something that is a good fit for us. There's certain things that are just outside of our capabilities and what we can do. So we want to make sure that we're the right fit for the client, because sometimes we're not.
And then I guess we can kind of talk about what this document can do too. So this document, you can see if I just kind of scroll through it, it clearly explains office hours right out of the gate. What's included, you're going to kind of have a write-up of what exactly it is that you're going to be giving them. And then this is really important, the investment, or like how much it's going to cost. This is a little bit different. We now charge just $99 a month, like a flat rate. So this has changed a little bit. But I think this is really important because this is going to, I wouldn't say like scare off, but if someone is coming in thinking that they can get a website for $200, it's good to hand them this document before you even get on the phone with them, because let's be realistic. A lot of people think that websites, can be done for dirt cheap. So if you have a document like this, clearly showing that this is how much it's going to cost before you even get on the phone, you're not going to waste your time. They're not going to waste their time.
Right. And this document also shows them exactly what they're getting for their money as well. So I think that by being upfront, you're going to eliminate a lot of back and forth with questions that people might have, and it's just going to make you look more professional.
Yeah, and it could also just kind of be, if you don't want to, if you're, let's say your websites or whatever services you're offering is kind of more complex or more customized, you could be like starting price at this, because you don't want to get someone on the phone and scare them if you start at, like, let's say $10,000, they don't see this and then they're going to be like, why did you not tell me it was starting at 10 grand or whatever it may be?
I think it's just good to be transparent.
Yes.
I mean, that's what's really worked for us, because before we had any sort of intro packet, we were spending a ton of time answering the same questions over and over again. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, how long is it going to take? What's included? How much does it cost? All those things are in this document. So if you read the document, you don't have to ask those questions.
Yeah.
It just makes the process a lot easier because people know what they're getting into before they schedule that call. And if they read it and they're like, okay, this is not what I want, or this is out of my price range, or whatever it might be, then they don't schedule the call, and that's
Exactly.
fine too. So you're not wasting your time with something that is just not the right fit for you.
And I guess another thing we can say is just because you give someone this doesn't mean that they read it. So that
Yes.
does happen sometimes where we do send people these things and we tell them, hey, check out our website, because our website has very similar information. Not everybody reads. We actually just had a client last week who just wanted to call us and like really talk to us and not have to read all this stuff. So you might get in situations where not everybody reads. That's something that we.
But I think having a document like this, having a process, is going to help the whole process of making a website.
Yeah.
You know, like, so this should be, I think, step one in a process.
And then inside this document, I think it's really important to, kind of outline how long it's going to take, because that's one of the most common questions is how
Yes.
long. Even though you have like an FAQ on our website, people don't read the FAQ, so they might see this. But you could see within like 4 weeks or so, we can usually get the website up and running. But I tell people we're so fast now and efficient that we could get stuff up within a week, 2 weeks if we have everything and there's not a lot of back and forth, with revisions. But
yeah,
this kind of just gives them an idea.
Into another part of this document is what we expect from the client as well.
Yes.
Because it's a two-way street, like, we're collaborating with you, so we need certain things before we can start the project. We need to know, certain information. So that's in here as well.
Yeah.
What we expect from them. So if they don't have that information quite ready yet, then they're not going to start the project. They know that. So I think if you decide to make an intro packet, you really need to think about all of those things that we covered in it. How much is it going to cost? Put that in there. How much, how like, what are you getting for that price? How, like, is there going to be any additional costs for things like plugins or fonts or images? Put that in there as well.
Yeah.
Answer all of those questions. And then,
because we have it right here, right? Yeah, it's saying though, if you need a special fonts, images, or license, like kind of outside what you offer, you put that in here somewhere. This isn't like your contract or anything.
No.
This is kind of just like.
This is just, again,
telling
people what to expect, answering potential questions that they might have up front.
And then there's like a big one right here. So we limit it to like up to 7 pages for a normal package. So if you need additional pages, we could do a custom quote. And then if they have like more advanced stuff, we could do like a custom quote on top of this. But just something to keep in mind is that. And then we could also down here, like I said, we have a little section on here in case they didn't read the FAQs on your website. You have it in here too. So like an important one I would say is like this one right here. Like, do you outsource your work? A lot of times people want to know who is it that you're going to work with. Okay. Make it very clear like who you're going to work with. And that, like in our situation, we've never outsourced. We never will. So we put it very clear that you're working with us. You're not working with, if somebody else. Yeah.
The FAQ, if you decide to include FAQs, should be frequently asked questions that you get. There's always things that people ask you over and over, and these are frequently asked questions.
And then we have a little wrap up here. Was there anything else you wanted to cover in here?
Well, I did.
Okay.
I think when you're designing your own intro packet, it's, like I said, important to include specific things so that your clients know exactly what to expect, what they can expect from you, and what they need to do to get the project going as well. Yeah. So make sure you have the price, you have what's included, like we said before, but you also have a timeline what's going to happen week by week or even day by day, depending on how you work. I think that's really important.
And I would say it's also the whole process of this. It's really important because you want to be able to control how the schedule works. You don't want a client to come in with their process or how they think it should work and then try to, add that to your like workflow. Like, for example, we had a client just recently who he like always wanted to talk on the phone. And I was like, no, we need to talk through email because we have like steps on like what you got to do, like this type of information. I can't just do the stuff over the phone or a text message. No, it needs to be like our way or we can't work together. That's just the way it works. So we've said this before several times. Every time that we've deviated from like our process, there is a problem. So make sure you have a process, a whole workflow like this, and it's going to save you a lot of headaches, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's the PDF. Inside of that, you're going to get the exact PDF. And then I also created this in Word, so you could go ahead and add your logo here. Customize it 100%. So this is in Google Docs.
Yeah.
So you could do it inside of there, or if you have Microsoft Word or something like that, you could edit that information in here. So we give you the ability to do all of that exactly the way you just saw it with your images. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and change all this information.
Yep.
All right, let's
customize it to your business.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, we actually have someone in here. Yay. Oh, yes. How you doing?
Hi, thanks for joining.
Yes, he's doing a lot of good content. Yeah, he's doing Crock-a-Block videos now too. I like it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Crock-a-Block, there's so much content out there that we can create. It's sometimes I sit there with my Crock-a-Block list and I'm like, I don't know what to create anymore. There's so much information.
They've been great to work with.
Yeah. So yeah, keep up the good work on that. All right. So let's jump over into the next thing. And this is the big one. This is the questionnaire. So we send this after we have the call. So after we send the intro packet we just showed you, we have a 15-minute call just to kind of go over it, make sure we're all a good fit. Then the next thing is we send them a questionnaire. So this is like another like step in it
to get started on the project.
And it's also like if they can't complete this step, we don't move forward. So you wouldn't want to go right off the call and send someone like a contract and like an invoice. This is like that middle ground where it's like, okay, are you really serious? Because if you're not serious and you can't fill this out, we're not going to be able to like work together. So that's the purpose of this, right?
Yeah, and it's to get important information that we need to start the project. So obviously we need certain things like the company name, where the domain's hosted, like Google Analytics information, where their email is, all that kind of stuff. But then we also need the content for the website.
Yeah.
So this is basically a guideline to help them gather that content. We use Dropbox and we'll create a folder for every client and we say upload your content to that folder and images, Word documents, whatever needs to go on your website, put it in there.
Yeah.
What I like to say is the more the better, especially in terms of images, because sometimes certain images don't work as well. So if you can send multiple and say maybe these could work, that is going to help me as a designer because I can figure out the best images to go in certain places, and it just makes life a lot easier. But in this document, we get, like the general information like you see on the screen right now. But then if you scroll down further, we have more of like the technical details broken up. So that's where you would put your domain, your Google Analytics, your email, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Social media links as well, because a lot of people want their social media profiles on their website. So we ask for stuff like that.
Hold on, before we continue much further, we do. So what we recommend is if you see up here that we mentioned on the start here, we integrate this stuff with our CRM called Dubsado.
Yes.
So what's nice is you get the intake form and you get some information already from the client, like their name and all of that. So if you have a CRM, this information should automatically, like if you have it all synced together, it should all sync, into here. So they won't have to enter their name, their business name, address. That if you have that information, you can
It
have that
will
imported. Yeah.
already
So that
be
makes it a lot easier. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And yeah, down here, the login information
Yeah, so we
for domains and stuff.
we
Yeah.
broke that down to like what we call the technical details, and these are all very important things to get the website launched. So we obviously need that. And if you scroll down further, then we have a section called do's and don'ts, and this is where people put in their sites that they like, inspiration, that kind of stuff. So we get an idea of what they're looking for in terms of design because everybody has preferences. So we don't just ask you to give an example that you like in a link, we used to ask why you like it because there could be something very specific on a website that you like, but maybe you don't like everything else. And that happens all the time. So I like to ask why to get a little bit more specific in terms of what it is that I could take and use on your site. So a good example, I'm currently working on a project, and the woman that filled out the questionnaire did a really great job of explaining things, and she actually put in the same website for do's and don'ts, and she explained what she liked about it and what she didn't like, and I totally agreed with her. She said, I really like the way that they handle testimonials. I think that would be really good for our business because we have similar testimonials, but I don't like how there's so much content on the pages. I think it's a lot to read, and I don't want my website to look like that. So by just asking why, you get so much good information. Yeah. So I definitely recommend not just saying,
and that's kind of
give
like
me inspiration.
Yeah.
Give me the why.
And I was going to say, that's like a newer thing we did, right? Where it's like you explain why don't you like these? Because we used to only have the do's, right? Here, just give me, and everybody would kind of do the same way. Hey, we love the Apple website. We love the Nike website. I was like, of course you do, because they're
the most popular.
Yeah, they spent $100,000 on animations. Of course you like it. Like we all like it.
I think that it forces people to think more about their own business. Because I like the Apple website, but is my website anything like the Apple website? No, because it's not going to fit in with my brand. So by asking why, it makes people go a little deeper and think about how things could apply to what they do.
Yeah, that was a big thing that we changed up. Yeah, and then
the
next site maps.
Is the sitemap.
Yep. So inside of our Dubsado, like this looks a little bit different. These are normally like field boxes. They're not just like empty. So it looks a lot cleaner, like if you're in a CRM, but this is just like the information. You can take it, add it to wherever you need.
Yeah, if you want to put it in just a Word document and send it to people, you can do that. If you have a CRM, you can put it in there and customize a template, which is really nice. We try to make it flexible for
inside
people.
Of our Dubsado, don't we have it as like check boxes, like check these if you want to have these exact ones, or add your own below here.
Yeah, we have it where people can check off things, and it makes it a lot easier for us because before we had a CRM, we were sending things just in a Word document, and it worked, but it's nice to make it less repetitive. Like you said, a lot of the information, like your name, phone number, email, is already filled out for people, so they don't have to go and do that over and over again.
Exactly. And then did we mention it here in the startup? Like the kickoff meeting is after we do the questionnaire. Like once they submit this, there's nothing that we really we do a kickoff meeting right after this.
So that's like the next step in the process.
Yeah. I just wanted to, because we mentioned it right here. I just want to make sure we don't forget to say that. So then we tell them, add your custom sitemap here if they want it like outside the normal, like home, about, services, portfolio. But then the next one, like she said, we usually set up like a Dropbox folder for them to upload their assets like images, logos, anything like that.
Yeah, anything for the project. And this is basically instructions on how to send content. And we created a content checklist just to make sure that they don't skip over anything.
And I guess we should say not everybody's going to want to do Dropbox, right? Would you say most people that we work with just upload it to Dropbox? But some people might still email you, right? Like if they can email a lot of stuff through like one Word doc, some people do that sometimes too, I guess.
I mean, I usually don't have a problem with
the Dropbox.
People uploading to Dropbox. It's pretty easy to do. So you just send them a link to the folder and they upload it. It's pretty easy. It works for us, but if you use like Google Drive or something else, that works. You obviously customize this, to your liking, whatever you prefer.
And then, all read down here, we these are all like check boxes in our CRM, so we can have it where once they upload it, they can like do a little checkbox, like, okay, they sent the logo.
I sent this. And obviously, depending on the project, not everything's going to apply, but it's just a good guideline. We tried to think of everything that potentially you would need on a website. So it is pretty long. Most people don't need all of this, but it's there if you
because some people they might not even think about it, but like your contact page, for example, could have more than just like your email. It could have your phone number, different location, your hours, storefront, any credentials, like a business license, like that would be important. So it's kind of just like an overview of like these are the things that you could do, and then that's it for this document, really.
This is a really important one for our process because this is what we need really to get started on everything.
And then then after that
we have the kickoff.
We have a kickoff meeting. It's usually with her. It's about an hour long. So what she does is she will sit on the phone with the client, go over everything in the questionnaire, or overlook all of the content, the images, whatever they send over, make sure everything is good.
Make sure we have everything.
So the most important part is we don't move on until we feel that it's enough content, images, everything to get started. I wouldn't say it's always 100%. If you're going to be at least 80% there when it comes to the content, images, about there, or
A lot of times, if we are redesigning a site, we can take the content from the existing website. So that's one thing that I'll tell people before I send the questionnaire. Like, if you have an existing website, you don't need to take all of that content, put it in a Word document and send it to me. I can go to your website and get that information. That's not a problem. So if it's a brand new website, obviously I need all that content. But if we're redesigning something and nothing's really going to change, then I don't expect people to do all that.
There are times where, like, let's say they have pretty much everything ready, but they're getting photos professionally done in a week or two. And if it's just going to be a couple images like on their about page or contact, like we can wait, or not wait, but we could do the website and then just upload that. Like we don't, a lot of times in that situation, we wouldn't be like, okay, we're not going to build anything until you give us those pictures. Like
we can put in a placeholder for the time being, just so they can see how everything will be laid out. And then once they get those photos back from the photographer, we can put them in. So, we're pretty flexible with stuff like that. But we definitely need something to get started because otherwise we don't know what to do.
So since this is just the onboarding part of this whole process, like after everything is done, she's built the website, everything's basically good to go. You go back and forth a few times with our revisions. Then this is the next step, would be the design approval. And we found very important. This is a very important document that not a lot of people think about, but I'll let you cover it. Like this is a big one, right? Like this is kind of a newer thing too that
I think that, throughout the process, you go, obviously through some revisions and stuff, but I think there needs to be a sign-off form for the design saying, okay, we're not making any more changes. The site is going to go live as is, and the client needs to sign that document to basically approve what we've delivered.
And then down here, we have a little note that, okay, if you want to go outside of that, that's fine, but we're going to have to start doing hourly, because a lot of the fees up front would be, okay, this is how much it is to design, develop, and like maybe 1 or 2 rounds of revisions. Like you don't want to sit there and get yourself 20 revisions deep and you're not making any recurring or any hourly rate, because you're going to go broke real quick.
Yeah. So I think that there always should be an approval to let the client know that this is it. And if they decide after they sign this document that they need more stuff, that they're going to have to pay an additional cost. So I think that's really an important part of the process.
And then afterwards, that's the last one is the web design project wrap up. So this is basically, you can do this a PDF, however you want to do it, but you can add your custom image here. And then this is just like an overview of what they're going to get. So you can see what's included. You're going to get your login information, link to training video. That's something that we do. We create custom training videos for every one of our websites. So we'll upload it to a platform like Vimeo and give you a link, like a private link. You can put that in there, and then also include some FAQs and then like your contact information. So if this might be the last document that they have from you, moving forward, they can always like email you, whatever, but they might want to like save this. So that's why we recommend doing a nice like wrap up project, like PDF like this, because this might be how they save it. And you can see it's just generic information like username, password,
important information for them, to get into their website so they can manage it.
Yeah, the training videos we like to upload. We use Vimeo and we create like a portfolio link just for them, and then we can add it in there. And then for some cases, we might add it to like the back end of the WordPress dashboard. We do that sometimes too, so we can have it there if the client wants that. And just kind of FAQs saying, okay, if you want to hire us outside of all the updates you've already done to the website, we could work at our hourly rate. If something breaks,
the typical questions that people ask, after their website is launched, that's what we include there. So whatever those questions are for you, that's what you would put.
Yep. And then if you want it, if you're hosting the website, that's a whole other thing where you can send them more documentation on top of that. So we have, if you look at our website, we have all of these other things right here. Like this right here, we call the website hosting handbook. This could be something if you're going to be hosting the website. This could be a great document where it goes over, everything that you're going to get inside your hosting package. So this is kind of like a good handbook too. So that it basically covered everything inside of here. So after the website's launched, of course, they're going to be able to email you, do anything they need. And let's just go back to full screen, I think. So cool. The battery didn't die this time. So we got a new battery. Last time we did a live stream, battery died. We got a dummy battery.
Difficulties last time, but I think that we're getting better every time we do this.
I know. So. I actually feel like this might be the first live stream where everything went smooth. Hopefully the audio is good. But everything went smooth. Yeah. And you see this right above my head. That is a Lego thing that we got from YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube sent us a couple gifts. This light.
I don't know. Since we don't get anything, this was made out of Legos. This was kind of fun. Where's the camera? Yeah. Boop. Oh yeah, look at that. It focuses. We're like those.
You do YouTube? Or not?
Hold on, let me see. How do you do it like that? So it's made out of Legos. It's pretty cool. We get something out of
Somebody is asking, what document were you just showing? We were showing the hosting handbook, or
that's if you're hosting, but these documents right here, if we go back,
part of our web design bundle.
This web design bundle package right here.
There's multiple documents in that that are, it's basically our process. So you can take that and change it to fit your business needs. But we just wanted to make a video covering how our process works and
Yeah.
why we think it's important. So hopefully
I
we
would
answered
definitely
your
say
question.
all of the documents we feel are very important, but my favorite one out of all of them is definitely our intro packet. This is the one that we hand off to a client or a lead. I was before you even get on the phone.
Yeah.
This document right here is out of all of them, I would say the most powerful. And would you agree with that or?
I I think that having an intro packet can be applied to any industry and any business,
Mhm.
because every industry, they have some sort of process. So even if you're not a web designer,
Yeah.
you can use an intro packet. So if you're a photographer or an artist or whatever,
Yeah.
you can take an intro packet like this and apply it to your business. I
Yeah.
think it's really important to be upfront and let people know what to expect when you
Yeah. We
work
created this for
together.
a lot of reasons, but one of them, I would say, I don't know, your website's really important, of course, but people don't read your website as much as you think they do. Like we've learned that.
Mhm.
But when you tell, like, if someone reaches out to us and I have a whole little script I send, I'm like, okay, thank you for reaching out. Make sure you review this document. After you review this document, make sure to, schedule your free 15-minute call. So I'm basically telling them, read this document because this is going to cover most questions. Like,
Yeah, I
mm,
think that's an important point. Maybe that we didn't really cover is like how we send things is also the same. There's a process for sending things. So we mentioned, people will email us saying, I want a website, can you help me? And then we send them the intro packet, but we always use the same script, like he said, and it says, read through the document. If everything looks good, here's a link to schedule a call, and that takes them to our Dubsado
yeah,
scheduler. So
because I
we
think
always do it the same way. We never,
have to call first. Like
yeah,
that actually that's something that I put our phone number like on Google again because for a while I didn't. So the one issue we have is sometimes people call us and they just want to go straight into like free consultation. They want to get as much information as they can. But what I like to do is have them read that document first because that's just going to eliminate all of the questions that they were going to waste on the
ask.
15-minute
Yeah.
calls. Like we can with the 15-minute
The
call,
15-minute call for us is to learn about
the
their
project more.
business
Yeah.
and what they need,
Mhm.
because we could send this information and they schedule the call, and then if we don't know anything about their business, that's a problem. Like, we want to make sure that we can do what it is that they're asking for,
Yeah.
because some people have really complex requests and it's outside of our capabilities, or it's not something that we feel like we can take on. So we want to use the consultation as a consultation, not really as like a sales piece to get people to sign up. Of
Yeah.
course, we want them to sign up, but I feel like the intro packet is kind of more like that sales piece that answers their questions, tells them exactly what we're going to do and what we expect them to do. And then if they schedule the call, they're usually already like on board for everything that we have to offer. So we don't really have to do much selling.
Yeah. It kind of sells itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she was saying that she's kind of stuck in the offboarding process. Hold on, I'm going to cough real quick. Sorry,
Okay.
I muted it for everyone. They want to hear my call. All right, yeah. So our offboarding, that's a good thing. Is
Yeah, the wrap up, I think, is another important document. So all of these documents are important, but I would say that the most important are that intro and then the wrap up at the ends of the project, because that tells people what they can expect from you afterwards.
so
Basically, we're handing off our clients their websites and they manage it. That's the way we work. Not
yeah,
everybody does that.
yeah. I was
Some
about to
people
say
maintain the websites for their clients, and they have, certain processes that they go in maybe once a month and do some things. We don't really do that unless the client needs us to do that. So I would say customize your offboarding wrap up document to how you do things, and just let them know like what they can expect. So
yeah, because I'm like, I wouldn't say we kind of fall in the middle because we still host the
right,
website and maintain it.
but
So
we're
it's
not
not,
doing like content
yeah, so
updates
it's
and
not
stuff.
like in other situations. I know some people might not want to deal with the hosting at all and be like, okay, here's your website. It's like a one off. Here's everything. You're gone. I probably never worked with you again. We don't like to do that.
No.
We maintain all of the websites when it comes to hosting and everything. But we do train them on how to actually update it so they don't have to email us
Right.
and hire us for content updates that they could do in 5 minutes, you know.
Whatever your process is, whether it's you hand it off and you don't really talk to them again, or you host, or you maintain their website for years to come, I think the most professional thing to do is have a
Have something.
document that's saying like your project is officially ended.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what the project wrap up does.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we want to cover in this live webinar. We just wanted to show this document bundle that we have that is for sale on our website. I have a link in the description below. Yeah, it's literally exactly what we use on our whole entire process, and it's been working great. And
Yes.
I don't see any changes in the near future. I think we've been using this for a little while and it's been working great.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have a process. When we first started, we didn't have any of this,
No.
and we were spending so much more time
And
and effort just trying to get clients. And then once we got the clients, it was like every process was completely different. Every website design, we did something different, and it just made it a lot harder.
And I would say like another thing it's doing too is it's literally setting boundaries for how
Yes.
far you can expect from the client and how much they can, you know, push back on you. So it's literally there to set boundaries in a lot of ways
One
too.
thing that we've definitely learned over the years is if you don't tell people what they can expect, they're not going to know.
Yeah.
So if you don't say up front, this is what I'm going to give you, and this is what you can expect from me, they're going to try to push to see how much they can get because they don't know.
Yeah, they're going to expect you to build Amazon.com. If you don't tell them, hey, I'm just building a regular like e-commerce website, that's it. Like you're gonna get screwed. Yeah.
And I would say e-commerce is probably the hardest when it comes to the onboarding process, because with e-commerce sites there's so many variables. There's variable products, like small, medium, and large, stuff like that. There's different SKUs, there's shipping, there's how they're going to handle the cost of handling and shipping and plugins, and there's so much that goes into it. So without that onboarding document, that questionnaire, it can be a total nightmare.
Exactly.
And it has been for us. Before we had this questionnaire where we asked for that information, it was like, okay, well, we need this information from you. And we're like, wait, what? Like, and it would take weeks just to get like the information that we needed. If you send it up front and you say, this is what we need from you before we start, then they know and they can provide that information.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, Toby, yeah, he's doing I love your content. He's doing a lot of I saw your video. I have to catch the rest of it, but yeah, your jet engine one where all the advanced queries and everything. I'm like, it's a great tutorial.
Cool.
Because yeah, another CrocoBlock person. Yeah. There's so much like with CrocoBlock, like like I said, I have a whole list of like video ideas, and it's just sometimes it's hard to pick up the camera and just make something. I'm like, so that's why we've been doing live streams, because I'm like, it's a little more fun. But yeah, I love your content. It's getting great. There's a lot of good stuff. Is there
anything that you would like us to make a tutorial on? Let us know, because that's something that we still are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's yeah, when it comes to content creation, sometimes it's hard because like especially me, like I'm focusing on a lot of different things. I'm doing, of course, Elementor. I got CrocoBlock. I have Spline 3D stuff. I'll do some custom CSS animation stuff sometimes. It's hard to kind of focus on like what it is I want to create. So yeah, if I can get some sort of feedback, that helps for sure.
Maybe you and Toby could do a Croco block tutorial together.
Yeah.
That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of use cases where it's like this advanced stuff. I actually learned a lot from your video how you can have different queries querying other queries. It's like an inception thing. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, yeah. He found us on via Croco Block. Yeah, they're what I love about them is they're very open to having new collaborations and people on their channel and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they have been really great to work with, and one of the things that I like, and I don't do the tutorials for them, but I like that they seem to really listen to the audience. And there's been times where Mark has said, "Hey, like, can we change this or fix this?" And they have done it.
Yeah.
They come back and say, "Yeah, we fixed that," or
It's refreshing.
yeah,
Yes.
and it within like a day or two.
Yeah.
So they really do listen to their audience, and they're constantly adding new features, which I think is the way you should be running a plugin company.
Yeah.
Because
And you can even integrate what we're talking about right now into Crocoblock. You could even do like a whole onboarding process, like through your website, if you wanted to do something more advanced like that. That's something that you could do too. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely wanted to make this video just kind of go over our exact process, because we get asked this sometimes, and we're selling the bundle on our website. We don't really promote the stuff very much, but yeah, we just figured this would be good.
We hope it didn't come off as like too salesy. We really just wanted to talk about it because it's something that people do ask, and I think it's really important to have a process. Like I said, no matter what industry you're in, you have some sort of process, and if you can be upfront and transparent with it, then it's just going to make your life easier.
Yeah. All right, cool. So with that, I think we're gonna sign off unless there's anything else.
Leave a comment down below if there's certain things you want us to talk about in the future, certain tutorials. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.